let's talk about the 7 principles of leave no trace, because one of the most important things about being out in the backcountry is to leave it the way you found it so that you can enjoy it next time and that other people can enjoy it too. There we go. First principle of leave no trace is to have a plan and be prepared. I feel like there's no better way to avoid leaving a trace than not having to be rescued and not being a body left decomposing in the woods. I think that's the worst example of leaving a trace that you could have, is dying out here. So yeah, plan better. I'm telling me, plan better. The next principle of leave no trace is to travel and camp on durable surfaces. In the winter, that can be pretty easy. Ice and snow is pretty durable and doesn't leave a mark on the landscape when you're done and when it melts. But in the spring, when the weather's like this, getting off the trail, getting into the bush, getting everywhere that you're not supposed to be, instead of following the trail, can actually cause some nasty consequences. So it can be really important in the spring and summer, specifically when there's a lot of water movement like this, to stay on surfaces that won't be impacted by you. Another principle of leave no trace is to properly dispose of your waste. We'll talk more about that when it comes to your own individual responsibility in a bit when I get to camp. Have you ever heard the saying, take a picture, it will last longer? It's true. And it actually is one of the principles of leave no trace, is to leave what you find. Because if you take stuff, it won't be there anymore. It seems pretty simple, but not everybody gets it. If you see a cool rock, leave the cool rock. Take a picture. If you see a cool tree, leave the cool tree. Take a picture. If you see a cool, well, you can pack out trash if you want. If you see trash, take that. But it's not cool. So yeah, take a picture and the backcountry will last longer. One of the other principles of leave no trace is to minimize the impact of campfire. It won't be a problem for me on this trip because I drove by a fire ban sign on the way in, so I won't be able to have a fire tonight anyway. But if I were, I'd be looking to either have a really small fire on some stone by the water, or to use an already existing fire pit, stone ring kind of thing like that. I would be looking for ways to have a campfire without changing anything around me. I would be burning deadfall. I wouldn't be cutting live wood, those kind of things. You want to minimize the impact of your campfire. You also want to make sure that that fire is out, not buried under some dirt, but soaked all the way through and out. Because buried under some dirt, those embers are still going. It's the Rocky Mountains right now. There are a dozen out of control wildfires, and it's early in the season. So please minimize the impact of your campfire. Second last principle of leave no trace has to do with wildlife and respecting wildlife and its place and our place. It is incredibly important to think of your safety around wildlife. It is also incredibly important to think about how your presence impacts wildlife. So I carry bear spray. I carry proper ways to store my food so that animals don't get habituated to people food. And there's lots of things that we want to do to eliminate our impact on wildlife and the animals that are around us. Be really diligent in making noise, making the animals aware of your presence so that they have a chance to get out of the way before we have a negative encounter. There's just no excuse to surprise an animal in the backcountry. It's their house. We don't want to surprise them. We want to give them lots of notice and let them clear on out. We want to do things properly, and we want to take care of their habitat so that we can come back and visit. It's not our house. let me circle back to the principle around waste and disposing of your waste properly. Most of the Rockies you can get away with burying your human waste. So toilet paper and poop and pee. Dig a 6-inch cat hole, poop in it, pee in it, cover it up, soak it out, walk away. Mark it so that no one else comes along and digs a hole over top of it, because that would suck. Finally, the last principle of Leave No Trace is important so that we all have a positive experience out here in the backcountry. And that's to be courteous to other people. Whether that's saying good morning as you pass by on the trail, or whether that's not cranking your tunes on some Bluetooth speaker, or whether that's helping someone out who needs directions, or whatever it is, treat people with value so that they want to come back.